Chapter 1. The Four Rabbinim. One night, four Rabbinim were visited by an angel who awakened them and carried them to the seventh vault of the seventh heaven. There they beheld the sacred wheel of Ezekiel. Somewhere in the descent from paradise to earth, one rabbi, having seen such splendor, lost his mind and wandered, frothing and foaming until the end of his days. The second rabbi was extremely cynical. "Oh, I just dreamed Ezekiel's wheel. That was all. Nothing really happened." The third rabbi carried on and on about what he had seen, for he was totally obsessed. He lectured and would not stop with how it was all constructed and what it all meant, and in this way he went astray and betrayed his faith. The fourth rabbi, who was a poet, took a paper in hand and a reed and sat near the window writing song after song, praising the evening dove, his daughter in her cradle, and all the stars in the sky, and he lived his life better than before. Who saw what in the seventh vault of the seventh heaven we do not know. But we do know that contact with the world wherein the essence resides causes us to know something beyond the usual hearing of humans, and fills us with a feeling of expansion and grandeur as well. When we touch the authentic fundament of the one who knows, it causes us to react and act from our deepest integral nature. The story recommends that the optimal attitude for experiencing the deep unconscious is one of neither too much fascination nor too little, one of not too much awe but neither too much cynicism, bravery yes, but not recklessness. Jung cautions in his magnificent essay, The Transcendent Function, that some persons in their pursuit of the self will over-aesthetize the God or self experience. Some will undervalue it, some will overvalue it, and some who are not ready for it will be injured by it. But still others will find their way to what Jung called the moral obligation, to live out and to express what one has learned in the descent or ascent to the wild self. This moral obligation he speaks of means to live what we perceive, be it found in the psychic Elysian fields, the isles of the dead, the bone deserts of the psyche, the face of the mountain, the rock of the sea, the lush underworld, any place where, like a sabe, breathes upon us, changing us. Our work is to show we have been breathed upon, to show it, give it out, sing it out, to live out in the topside world what we have received through our sudden knowings from body, from dreams and journeys of all sorts. La Loba parallels world myth in which the dead are brought back to life. In Egyptian mythos, Isis accomplishes this service for her dead brother Osiris, who is dismembered by his evil brother Set every night. Isis works from dusk to dawn each night to piece her brother back together again before morning, else the sun will not rise. The Christ raised Lazarus, who had been dead so long he sinketh. Demeter calls forth her pale daughter Persephone from the land of the dead once a year, and La Loba sings over the bones. This is our meditation practice as women, calling back the dead and dismembered aspects of ourselves. The one who recreates from that which has died is always a double-sided archetype. The creation mother is always also the death mother, and vice versa. Because of this dual nature or double tasking, the great work before us is to learn to understand what around and about us and what within us must live and what must die. Our work is to apprehend the timing of both, to allow what must die to die and what must live to live. For women, el río abajo río, the river beneath the river world, the bone woman home place, contains direct knowing about seedlings, root stock, the seed corn of the world. In Mexico, women are said to carry la luz de la vida, the light of life. This light is located not in a woman's heart, not behind her eyes, but in los ovarios, in her ovaries, where all the seed stock is laid down before she is even born. For men, exploring the deeper ideas of fertility and the nature of seed, the gross gender image is the furry bag, los cojones, the scrotum. To have the seed means to have the key to life. To be with the cycles of the seed means to dance with life, dance with death, dance into life again. This embodies the life and death mother in her most ancient and principled form. Because she turns in these constant cycles, I call her the life-death-life mother. If something is lost, it is she to whom one must appeal, speak with, and listen to. Her psychic advice is sometimes harsh or difficult to put into practice, but always transformative and restorative. So when something is lost, we must go to the old woman who always lives in the out-of-the-way pelvis. She lives out there, half in and half out of the creative fire. This is a perfect place for women to live, right next to the fertile huevos, their eggs, their female seeds. There, the tiniest ideas and the largest ones are waiting for our minds and actions to make them manifest.